And the stars were out last night for the 2025 Golden Globe Awards.
Yes, there were many first-time winners. Movies such as Wicked, The Brutalist, Emilia Perez snatched quite a few golden statues. Here with a recap, our good friend Josh McBride. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Yeah, we all judged as we're in our holy, dirty sweatpants on our couch.
Yes, exactly.
The beautiful gowns and
Exactly.
dresses.
I know.
That's what I love, texting you during the show.
Texting both of you, I'm like, what are we doing? And I'm literally like drooling on myself watching. You know what I mean?
Me
like,
and my flannels.
Exactly.
I was in a tux.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about favorite moments, though. Any standout moments? By the way, the host, Nikki Glaser.
Yeah, I thought she did an absolute great job. Okay, first about Nikki Glaser, she talks about how she ran through it about 93 times in her head, but was like, okay, things are definitely going to change now. Nikki Glaser, a lot of people said, you know, she even said, you might not know me, but she's done a ton of roasts from, I believe it was Justin Bieber and Alec Baldwin. She's been in a lot of, obviously a lot of people know her from the Tom Brady one, but I thought she was like the icing on the cake last night. I thought, thank God for her, because the show really, I had a tough time watching, as did a couple friends I was talking to. It had a tough time moving, right, without her.
She was phenomenal. Even with her little popular song was hilarious.
I could have used more breaks with that, to be honest. I know we were all texting, and I was like, we could ramp this up a little bit.
They needed a little bit of something.
Yeah.
Little zhuzh.
Yes.
But the red carpet.
Yeah.
Any of your favorites? Which were your favorites?
Yeah, I think Demi Moore won the night. I think
she looked stunning.
I mean, if you take a look, I think we have some photos, but she was one of them. Nicole Kidman, I thought, looked great.
How about Nicole Kidman's hair? She deserves.
She pulled an Ariana Grande with the hair, right? If you take a look.
No, look at that.
Look at this.
Stunning.
I mean, Demi Moore. We were just looking. She's 62 years old. Can you believe this?
Amazing.
I thought also you had Zoe Saldana, who looked great. Zendaya, who looked amazing as well. Look at Zendaya. Now, a lot of people focused on Zendaya, of course, her hair, and obviously in custom Louis Vuitton, designed by, styled by La Roche as always. But I don't think we can do it. But if you look, there was a ring on the finger. What does it mean? And why wasn't Tom Holland there? Does it mean anything? There's been a lot of folks that have been reaching out to the reps, so I think we'll have an answer by tomorrow.
Okay, but he said he likes to let her have her moments.
I love that. He said I wasn't going to go, and maybe she's going to be Mrs. Spider-Man?
Mrs. Spider-Man! Spider-Woman man?
Spider-Man, yeah, Spider-Girl.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I love it.
And he's having his own moment. He's on the cover of Men's Health, and he's...
Look.
That's the body I want.
These guys.
That's the body I see. When
we also have, for the guys last night, Tyler James, I think, did a great job. Tyler James Williams from Abbott Elementary, of course.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
I thought the guys even stunned out more or stood out more than the women last night. There wasn't, I'll be honest, I love Demi Moore's dress. I love Nicole Kidman. I loved Zendaya's. But like, there wasn't, for me, there wasn't like a, oh my God, they did it. There wasn't a jaw-dropping moment like we might get from Golden Globes in the past or even the Oscars.
I think Melissa McCarthy was trying to get that, oh my gosh.
I think so too, but I'm not. I think it was more like a, oh my gosh.
Exactly.
More, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I did like for the men. What did I text you? The guy in the far screen.
Yes, you like Andrew Garfield.
Oh, he looked
I thought
great.
his far screen was very nice.
Yes,
and a little bit of the flare on the pant.
Did you see Ali Wong's? I know we kind of talked about
this. Car wash.
That wasn't necessarily my favorite look. That was probably my least favorite look of the night. Although she did win last night, so
good for her.
And I liked her. I really liked her.
The skirt looked like a car wash.
I was
to
confused
me
on what.
But I love her
the look.
so much.
Yeah, I do too. She's hilarious.
Let's talk about Timothée Chalamet, Kylie Jenner on the red carpet, causing a bit of a stir.
Yes, stepping out last night. That was like their first real public appearance. You know, like Kris Jenner really feels like, I feel like she has a lockdown on when they go do something.
They were together once before.
Yes, but they're not out as you might see other celebrity couples. And when they cut to them last night in that first opening monologue, you're kind of like, oh. What? And it was that. It wasn't really the red carpet. It was that moment that everyone was like, whoa. Oh, they're together? Got it. Okay. So.
Oh, you know, but there were some technical issues last night. This new camera angle. I know Seth Rogen made a comment when he was like, "Oh, now everyone sees my bald spot."
Yeah,
I would have covered it up.
Believe it. We all have that issue.
What do you think of that?
I didn't love the camera angle. I also thought it was interesting the side angle because you saw even there's a couple I posted on my Instagram. You could see everything that was sort of happening in the background. There was the curtain opening. The prompter wasn't working a lot of the time where it was pausing. Now this is CBS's first year that they've done this, so I guess maybe working through the kinks. Again, that side versus the front angle. The reason you do the front angle on TV is so that you don't have to see what's happening here and here.
I guess you want to peel back the curtain a little bit, see the wizard, but all I saw was Jeremy Strong and his bucket hat. That's all I kept seeing the whole time.
I
just kept seeing him in the bucket hat.
I wasn't watching the presenters. I was watching what was going on behind the presenters, because you're like, well, who's behind the curtain? And then at one point, which I posted on Instagram, you see Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande kind of doing one of these, like sneaking back to their seat. I don't want to see that. I want to be focused on the show, you know. But it was a bit distracting.
Getting back to the show, can we get back to Demi Moore and her speech?
Yeah.
I mean, she won her first acting award after what she said, 45 years of acting.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I think you guys have it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's listen.
I had a woman say to me, just know you will never be enough, but you can know the value of your worth if you just put down the measuring stick. And so today, I celebrate this as a marker of my wholeness and of the love that is driving me, and for the gift of doing something I love and being reminded that I do belong.
Yeah, in that speech, she also talks about how a producer once called her a popcorn actress.
Yes.
And how she wasn't really going to make it. And at 62, getting your first major acting award is pretty remarkable. If you're on social media today, it's probably hard to miss it. Her entire family reacting in, I think, what looked like her living room of when she did win. But this was a great moment and a monumental moment for Demi Moore, who looks great. Just I'm talking about to win also our pick of at 62 years old of Best Dressed and winning her first award. I mean, a huge night for her.
And something tells me we're going to see a lot more of her again.
Let's hope. Let's really hope.
Because sometimes you need that one role for people to see you in that kind of serious acting role, right? So you see it a lot with a lot of comedic actors like Ray Romano and so on. Anyway, I want to talk about snubs and misses, because a lot of people, the Wicked fans, are like, well, the actors, Cynthia and Ariana didn't get it, and the movie didn't get it.
Popular vote, I think, right?
Did you do that on purpose? Okay, you missed it. No, there you go. Wow. The pipes on you. Well, they did win that box office award, which I appreciate that award, because it does give that sort of like, you made a lot of money. You did great with whether it be social or viral, or even they mentioned makeup and food and all this kind of stuff that kind of came out of the movie. As far as snubs go, I think it does make sense in that it might have not been the best acting. I think it was great. It might have not been the best acting, but it did make the biggest splash, and they did get notoriety for the biggest splash, and I think that's great. I think that's okay. But it wasn't the only movie out this season.
And they weren't hurting. Listen, they're not hurting. But The Brutalist. Let's talk about that, because a lot of folks didn't even see this film. A lot of.
I got to tell you, this was a year where it was kind of these awards. We talked about this. It was kind of like these awards came out of nowhere, and a lot of these movies and things like that were nominated have only been out.
They've just kind of snuck in, right?
They snuck in. They've only been out for what, a month, 2 months? I mean, Baby Girl just came out in theaters. It was at a few film festivals before, but to the general public, it's almost like now is when you really got to get, you got to pick up on all these.
Now you got to pick up,
on all these films. And we talked about this right before the break, about how the Oscars actually, of course, is coming up in March, but voting starts this week. And I think there's an interesting piece in that when you are voting for the Oscars, are you using the award shows leading up to it as sort of that premeditated, ooh, am I going to use this? Do I use this to maybe make the winner that also? And I don't love that, because I think it should all be unique. I think Oscar voting should have been cut off prior to the Golden Globes.
It's interesting because the Golden Globes separate comedy, musical from serious, but Oscars, obviously, it's all in one.
All together.
So, totally.
To be continued. None of these movies are really grabbing me, though. They're like, I got to watch them.
Yeah, feel you.
Usually there's like 10 films in the Oscars, so maybe they'll...
It felt like they were just kind of inserting what was out on a couple nominees. No offense.
We're getting the hook.
Josh, we love having you here. Thanks so much for coming on. 9:24.
Let's check back in right now with Ben and see what he's working on.